right, good evening. We are going to be looking at creating an AWS account. We're going to create an account in Amazon Web Services to use its services, and they would like us to use a credit card to cover the cost of the infrastructure on a pay-as-you-go relationship. With this account, you should get about 750 free hours that Amazon provides to learn their platform. So I'm going to do this with a demo email account. So I'm going to go ahead and use this account. I'm at tempmail.com, but let's go ahead and go to the Amazon tab. I'm going to create an AWS account. All right, so it's going to ask me for an email. I'm going to go ahead and copy this one, and I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to call this one Ian Trimble. Let's go ahead and verify. All right, let's see. Let's go back to temp email, and we're just going to wait for the email to come through. There we go. AWS verification. We got 205.179. Let's go ahead and do that one. 205.179. Let's go ahead and verify. All right, great. So now it's going to ask us to make a root password. Let's go ahead and do that one. These are the requirements, 8 characters long. So I'm going to use my LastPass, and that's fine. So I'm going to pause. All right, so I've got my password in. I actually switched to this email temp website, emailtemp.org. Seemed to do the trick for me. Okay, let's go ahead and give a name. So I'm going to say personal. You can call me Ian Trimble, it's fine. Let's see, do I need a phone number? Let's try this, see if we can continue. Phone number is required, okay. So let's just do a temp phone number. This one looks good. Let's try this one. And that one to my notes. Okay. Let's see if we can continue. Okay, let's do an address. 1313 Mockingbird Lane. City will say Boise, Idaho. Postal code, what is, let's see, Boise, Idaho, zip code. $83701. Okay, let's try this one. 83701. All right, see if it lets us go forward. Nice. Okay, so credit card number. I have a credit card with privacy.com. This is a temporary throwaway one. You can use privacy.com. I'm going to throw this away when it's done. Paste that one there. Let's see, it expires on 6/28/101, June 2028. Card folder's name, we'll call it Bono U2. Verify, continue. Okay, I'm going to verify this phone number. We're going to do a text message verification. And we'll do 3xgnmz, send SMS, go back to the temporary phone number, open this one up, messages, let's see what we get. Refresh. Keep refreshing. All right, I am now in. Let's go ahead and continue. Yes, that's fine. And I'll say done. And okay, let's see what we got here. So the new AWS Console will replace our existing home screen. Okay, yes, go ahead and just switch to the new console since that's what you're going to be working with. I'm going to go ahead and close this one. All right, so let's go ahead and create a new EC2 instance. So basically, I chose the root user, I signed in, switch to new console home. Or now I want to click on the services tab. I want to go to EC2, Elastic Compute 2. I'm going to do virtual servers in the cloud, I believe. Let's go ahead and do that one. And then here I want to go to, let's see, dashboard. I can get there a couple different ways here. Let's go to dashboard first. And, oh, looks like I need to finish this. I'll be right back. All right, let's see if this is working for me now. Okay, so let's go to EC2 and once this loads, we're going to go to launch instance. Okay, so here's where we have our instances. You can think of an instance as, you know, a virtual machine. You've got your different descriptions of what these machines are. So for example, this one right here, we have a Linux with the 5.1.10 kernel. AMI stands for Amazon Machine Image, and that is basically a template, right? So what you can do is if you have a server and you like it, you can actually make it a template, which means you can install all the software you want on it. You can get all the network settings configured correctly. And then you can almost make this little template. So we said, hey, I want to spin 10 more versions of this server up. And we call that an AMI, or Amazon Machine Image. All right, so let's go ahead and go to launch instance. And what we want to do is we want to look for Windows 2016. So let's see if we can't find that one in our search. One thing about Amazon is that it is forever changing. So the console you see today will not be the console you see in a couple months. It's changed at least 15, 20 times since I've been in Amazon Web Services. But Windows 2016 is what we found here. So let's go ahead and select the base image. You want to choose the one that says free tier eligible. So let's go ahead and select this one. I believe we want the one that says Windows Server 2016 base. We don't want the one that says containers. We're going to press select here. Okay. All right, so it says, do we want to confirm any changes? I don't remember making any changes here. Let's see. Changing your AMI will result in being overwritten. You will require permission for your changes to succeed. Changes. Your groups will be overwritten. The difference from your previous volume will be shown as before. I'm going to say, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to say confirm changes. Okay. So let's go ahead and look for the next thing that says go to key pair. So let's see if we can't find that at the top or down here. Here we go. Key pair, login. I've got a couple options here. I want to say create key pair, and a key pair is going to let me connect securely to my instance. Ensure that you have access to the selected key pair before you launch the instance. So you're going to make sure you save this information here. So let's go ahead and choose create new key pair. Or I'm going to give it a name. Let's call mine AWS. Let's say Ohio 001. Something to let me remember where I am. And I'm going to choose the PIM format. I'm going to go ahead and create my key pair. All right, you can see it's downloaded right here. Make sure you save that in a safe place. You're going to need it later when you want to connect to the machine. Okay, and now we want to take a look at our network settings. So what I want to do is I want to allow RDP traffic, and what I want to do is I want to make sure everything looks good. So this is the name of my network. They gave that to me by default. My subnet, I'm going to leave that at default. Firewall security group, I'm going to say, yeah, create new group. And I'm going to allow RDP traffic from my IP, right? This is my public IP. If I go to ipchicken.com, okay, let's go to what is my IP. And let's see if this one works. 209, that's my public IP. So Amazon was able to detect that. So basically it's saying, hey, you can connect to remote desktop protocol from my IP within this subnet, right? All right, so that's what I'm going to choose. So I am limiting the traffic to my computer. If I wanted to do more, I could do HTTPS traffic or HTTP traffic, which would be, not secure. But I'm going to stick with the lab, keep it as my IP address here, and I'm going to keep my storage the same because that is the free tier. I get 30 gigabytes of EBS general purpose storage here. So everything else looks good. If I'm happy, I'm going to click on launch instance here. And what I can do, just for myself, I'm going to say, I'm going to just call this one Ian cloud security. Oh, that is slow. You see that slowness? Windows server. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go to launch instance. Let's see if it works for me. You can look at the details, see what it's doing. Looks like everything is happy there. Now I'm going to go to the bottom of my screen right here. It says, this is super important. Create billing alerts to get an email notification when an estimated charges on your AWS bill exceeds an amount of time you define. For example, if you exceed the free usage tier. We're going to do that one later on in the class. But you get a certain amount of free hours, right, or like money towards your Amazon web server. They charge you by the minute. That's how they make money, right? Or like, by the hour, whatever you choose. And then if you exceed that allocated time, then you'll get a bill. But we're not going to get a bill because we're going to turn ours off. But let's go ahead and click on view all instances. And once we're here, we're going to get a list of our computers up and running. So take a look at this information right here. We get some other pretty cool stuff. We get our public IP. We get the time it was started. So 6/14/2022. Let's see if I can't. There we go. Get my mouse out the way. Yeah. So here we go. So there's my computer. I can change the name. Instance ID. It is running, right? It's doing its little health check right here. It is doing the initialization here. I'm currently in Amazon's US East Resource Center here. I got my public IPv4 DNS, and I've got my public IPv4 address right here. I don't have any IPv6. My Elastic IP is not set up, so all default stuff here. So yeah, looking pretty happy with this one. Now that it is up and running, I can now connect to my instance. So I'm going to go back to the left here and see if I can't figure out what is going on. There we go. I can right click here, and what I can do is I can go to launch instance. Right click and choose connect. Okay, so I've got a couple of different options right here. I'm not going to do session manager. I'm going to choose RDP client because remember we chose the remote desktop client. And right here it says, here's my description I just made for it. I want to connect using my RDP client, right? And what I want to do is I want to download my RDP file. That's my remote desktop file. If you install remote desktop, it should automatically be associated with that icon. Because I'm on the Mac, my icon looks like this, right? Okay. Yeah, so my file is saved. It's in my downloads. Here's my key that I downloaded earlier. All right, so once I do it, I now want to get my password so I can actually log in here. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, let's see, I can copy my password. I can browse to my key pair, so let's go ahead and do that one. I'm going to go browse to my file that I downloaded here. I'm going to go to my downloads, and there's my key pair, right? This is how I'm going to log in. All right, so I'm happy there. Next, I'm going to press decrypt my password. So I'm going to pause here. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and attempt to connect to my virtual machine here. My login name is administrator, so I'm going to use that one. But let's go ahead and see if we can't connect to the machine. So I'm just going to move this one over to my other screen if I can. Let's see. Well, interesting. Let me try this. That did not work. There we go. So here's my remote desktop RDP. All right, it is launching. Here we go. I'm gonna say not now. Yeah, continue, that's fine. Okay. Minimize all that one. Okay. Let's try this again. Don't allow, how about that? Continue. Wow, let me quit. All right, let's try this again. Remote desktop, relaunch. Let's try one more time here. Launch, not now, continue. Okay, well, let me pause, I'll be right back.